Body bags were horror lies.
Hello and welcome to Body Bags. My name is James and I'm your Sunday night reviewer. And this evening, it's not Sunday night. Nope. I'm doing a cover review. So this is our Tuesday night, or daytime, where I am, review. And I'm going with the, 2002 Reign of Fire. It's a genre, subgenre, horror fantasy, kind of, always put it as horror fantasy. No matter, not all dragon films are put into that in IMDb. When you kind of break it down to see how dragons are, it's pretty kind of realm of horror, monster. So it's kind of a weak subgenre. It's a very weak subgenre. There's quite a lot of dragon movies. When you look into it, you probably can't think of many. It's because most of them are just shite, to be honest. And this is one of the better ones. Sorry, again, a lot of glare off that. Sorry about that. But yeah, this is one of the best ones. It's not a perfect movie at all, but when you look at dragon movies, it's very, very high up there. As you can see, it's got two pretty big actors. Not necessarily at their heights during the early 2000s, but still reputable actors in this. And they definitely bring the level up. I remember a while ago reading a review, and I think it's one that the kind of consensus with the content of the review is kind of felt by others. I think it was an American review, but there's a kind of quite a lot of regional accents in this. So I think they're quite thick, some of them, and I think some people have problems understanding what some of the English actors are saying. Whether there's Irish actors, there's English actors, because there's, what's his name? Another big actor. Well, he's in lots of stuff. Gerard Butler. So he's Irish. And Christian Bale speaks in, pretty sure it's his own accent. I'm pretty sure. I think he's a northern chap. So it's quite a thick accent. Yeah, what you get in films is like a cleaned up accent. Like an example from where I'm from. I'm from like central UK. Stone's throw, as the saying is, outside Birmingham. And I don't pretty much have a Birmingham accent. But anyway, that's really detracting away from the film here. The film. So, the start of the film, we have a young Christian Bale. He's going to visit his mum working. And basically, she's at this company that are drilling. This is in central London. And they're drilling. And they drill to this big open cavern. And basically, there's a dragon in there. And that kickstarts, the dragon kind of climbs up with flames and everything, and boosh, the start of the film. And then we jump forward, I don't know how many years it is, 20 something years. And the dragon has kind of overtaken the world. So there are, dragons rule the earth now, basically. Many of the population are dead because the dragons live off ash. So they burn whatever they can, and they eat the ash. So whether that's people or crops that people need to survive, that's why there's not much of the population left in the world. And yeah, they live in fear, obviously. The huge dragons are by far the now dominant species. And yes, so we have Christian Bale is can't remember where now, if it's mentioned somewhere in England. And yeah, he's part of this tribe of people, I guess we can call them a tribe. And yeah, they're just trying to survive. It's going okay, it's not going the best. People are getting hungry, crops have been destroyed. There's this one particular dragon it's the dragon's area where they are, pretty much. So yeah, things aren't going the best. And we have Matthew McConaughey and his gang, military kind of gang. He turns up in a huge big tank. He's like roided up in this. He's like kind of a bit of a nuts guy. And his Dragon Slayer, basically. A modern day Dragon Slayer, even has a helicopter. And that's a big thing in the film, because the sky is owned by dragons. But in this, they have a helicopter with its archangels, I think you call them. Guys that basically jump out the helicopter with nets and fire it on to catch the dragons. So yeah, they are confirmed dragon killers. Yeah, that's basically the gist of the film. Kind of things happen, things don't go so well, but they actually kind of figure out that there's some spoilers here. They basically figure out that all the dragons are female. And there's this one dragon that they happen to know where it is. It's the one that Christian Bale saw at the start. So it's in London. So they go to like the Dragon's Nest, I suppose you can call it, or there's just dragons everywhere, for a showdown in London with this male dragon. And that's kind of the gist of the film. Quite straightforward, but it's enjoyable. It's well put together. I think the actors really helped with this one. For a long time, it's just like snippets of dragon. Well, no, there's snippets of dragon, and it's kind of mixed in with like some battles. And it's 2002. The CGI is very, very solid in this. It looks good. There's never once I'm distracted by the CGI, because 2002, we know there's a hell of a lot of problems. So I think a fair amount of the budget went to this, and it's kind of dystopian landscapes. I had no problem with it. I think when you go to the city, it feels quite... It's London, it's huge, but it's kind of like this one industrial area. I think people could point out to maybe it feels a little bit small. It's like the battle is not all over this city. It's in this one particular area, but you have to have control with the budget, I think. And I think they handle it well. It kind of, the showdown place, it looks pretty cool. It looks nice. Where the castle is, so where Bale and his rabble of survivors live. It's got a great looking area. It's like kind of... It looks really kind of good, like with a decimation kind of thing, because it's this old castle. It's not like this new building or anything, but everywhere around it, it's just like rock, which would make sense because the dragon burns everything, because it eats the ash. And there's a couple of scenes where you get, well, one major scene when you go to this crop field and turns into a very, very cool battle. And like how they kind of try and maintain and keep it at bay, the dragon. So like armored cars with like fireproof suits and water cannons and stuff like that. And it's not really to keep the dragon at bay, because there's no chance. It's trying to survive and yeah, rescue people and rescue crops. But overall, this is an enjoyable film. Yeah, good looking dragon, great actors. Put the subtitles on if you're not sure of some of the tech. I had no problem with it being English, but some people struggle with regionals, especially like from different countries. I completely understand that, so I would recommend watching it with subtitles. And yeah, this is a fairly cheap Blu-ray to get up. It's standard. You put it out. Touchstone. Is it Touchstone? Well, that's the Buena Vista Home Video. Yeah, it's not a boutique label. I don't think there's any boutique release from this. It's just standard Blu-ray, so you can pick it up cheap. Picture looks good. Sounds fine on it. So yeah, if you want a pretty decent dragon movie and they're in short supply, I would definitely point you in the direction of Reign of Fire. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this fill-in review, and I'll catch you next week. Well, I'll catch you on Sunday for my normal review. Thank you. Bye-bye.